Hello, my name is Suzanne and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to go ahead and start tackling my spring cleaning, and I am starting in the kitchen. Just a disclaimer, this was not all done in one day. I had a lot to do and I knew it would take me some time. I also have two small children who are constantly needing me, so I did have to break it up, but I got as much done as I could when I could, and my goal was to split it up into 2 days where I did deep cleaning one day and decluttering another day. I think it worked out pretty well. If you have some deep cleaning to do in your kitchen or you're getting ready to start your spring cleaning too, then you can join along with me. These are some of the cleaning must-haves that I used. You definitely want some white vinegar and then an empty spray bottle so you can make your own cleaning solution of vinegar, water, and some soap. Microfiber cloths help, and I also used a Scrub Mommy and some pink stuff for the major stuck-on things. I wanted to have some all-purpose cleaner that gave me a spring feeling, so I used this Everspring. It smelled so good. And then I also used some baking soda for an abrasive cleaner and a Swiffer duster that was on an extending pole to help me get the dust in the very high up and hard to reach places. So these were the cleaning things that I used. If you have some favorites, let me know down in the comments below so I can use them next time. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, I did split this up into 2 days. So this was day 1 and it was mostly focused on cleaning, dusting, getting the deep cleaning things done. And then my goal was to do the decluttering and kind of lighter cleaning things on a different day. Don't get overwhelmed. You don't want to do too much all at one time and make your day feel like you're just never going to get it done. So I just started off with the basics, putting the dishes away. I wanted to clean my dishwasher, and the best way to do that was to get everything put away and also clear my counters off as well. So this is where I started. A big tip I have is to do some things that are multitasking so that you can knock out more than one thing at a time. So the first thing that I did was pour about a cup of vinegar into a cup and set that in the top rack of my dishwasher. And then I ran that on a quick cycle so I could have my dishwasher getting cleaned while I was doing other things. I also filled a bowl with some hot water and some vinegar and popped that into my microwave. You can put this in for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes depending on how stuck on things might be, but that will help to loosen the grime, and then you can clean it later. When I got to dusting, you want to start from the top down, which is kind of common sense, but just if you don't think about it, it really makes a lot of sense. That way you're not knocking dust onto already cleaned spaces. I wanted to really focus on the top of my fridge and also the cabinets and walls, and then I have some ledges that go around the kitchen and I wanted to get those too. This Swiffer extender came in so handy. It wasn't that expensive for the starter kit. I think it was around $10, so not too bad, but it desperately needed it. I'm embarrassed to show it, but it also felt so good. And like I said, I'm human and we have messes, and this is what spring cleaning is for getting in there and getting those places that are forgotten or hard to reach or you just don't get during your normal cleaning. I do clean my kitchen daily and I do the harder cleaning things about once a week, but there are places that I just don't get to until spring cleaning comes around, or I kind of do like bi-yearly cleaning and kind of get a little bit done in the fall as well. But this really needed it. It felt so good to refresh my home for this spring and get those places that desperately needed the attention. We've lived in this home for about 4 years, I think, and I have never dusted on the top of these ledges that go around the kitchen. Luckily, I don't have tops of cabinets to worry about too much, but these ledges desperately needed it, and I didn't even know how bad it was. I don't even know if the people who lived here before us ever dusted up here. It was disgusting. So it is kind of gross to show it, but like I said, this is just the reality of deep cleaning, and I didn't do it last year or the year before, so I am so glad that I took the time to do it this year. It was not fun by any means. I did a lot of it off camera, but once it was all taken care of, it felt so good to know that it was clean up there and I didn't see a layer of just dust and nasty. We have 2 dogs that shed, and the dust bunnies in our house are for real. So I try to stay on top of them, but again, spring cleaning is for these areas that don't always get the attention that they need, and now I know that it is going to be clean at least for a little while, or until this time next year when I will have to do it again, and hopefully it's not going to be near as bad as it was this year. I also took this time to go ahead and wipe down all my cabinets because they needed it too. And you just kind of work your way down. So depending on what you have going on in your home, you might have additional things that need dusting or wiping, or just some extra attention as you go. But this is just the best way that I have found to do it. If you have any spring cleaning tips or hacks that you would like to share, please leave them in the comments, because I am always interested to see what other people do and implement those things into my cleaning routine for the next time. Now that my dishwasher was done with the vinegar cycle, I went ahead and sprinkled some baking soda in there, and then took this time to spray it with some vinegar and water and soap mixture, and just really get in there, wipe the door down, wipe around the gaskets and the hinges, and all around the outside, just places where I don't normally clean when I'm just doing my weekly cleaning. So this is just a great time to do that. And then once I finish with this, I will run another cycle with the baking soda. This is the door that goes to our backyard. It is the only door that we use to go in and out, so it sees a lot of use. I do wipe it down probably weekly or bi-weekly, but when it's spring cleaning time, I definitely make sure I wipe the entire door down, focusing on the panels and places where dirt and grime can really get stuck. I also get the wall over here and the baseboards too, because they see a lot of dirt and things just coming in and out all the time from outside. Deep cleaning is a good time to focus on your trash can. I went and took the trash out, and then I poured some bleach. I don't use bleach all the time in my cleaning, but because this was the trash can, I wanted to let it soak. So I poured some bleach, put some hot water in there, and then I took it outside and let it sit for a while, and then wiped the trash can down as well as the lid, and just let those kind of sit in the sun. So some of that was off camera, but that is how I cleaned my trash can. And if you need to do the same for your trash can, I definitely recommend spring cleaning as the time to get that done too. I did clean the inside of my windows when I went around and cleaned my home, but I have not done the outside of the house yet. I'm going to save the outside of the house for just kind of a whole day or two of spring cleaning outdoors. I will try to film that for you all when I do it. I have not gotten there yet. This has taken me a really long time to get my spring cleaning done and filming it, especially with having 2 smaller kids that I have to do whatever for throughout the day. So this was kind of a long process, and I do apologize that it has taken me so long to get it to you. I do plan on posting 1 spring cleaning video a week, focusing on different areas of my home, starting with this one. So I will try to have those for you weekly if possible, but it's just a very time-consuming process to not only clean but then film it on top of all of that. So thank you so much for bearing with me, and I am so thankful that you're here and that you have have chosen to spring clean along with me. I will be doing the outside, like I said, as well as my car, and yeah, just every single room in my house. So they will all get done eventually. While you're cleaning, don't forget to clean your appliances that get used a lot. We use our air fryer a ton, and I have cleaned it recently. Well, not recently, it's been a few months, but it really needed it again. So I thought spring cleaning was the best time to get in there and get it all cleaned out and degreased and wiped down. So don't forget to do that with any appliances that you find you use a lot throughout the year. Now that my dishwasher was done with the cleaning cycles I ran, I could go ahead and put the dishes that were sitting in there into the dishwasher and then clean my sink. I keep my sink cleaning pretty basic. I use a little bit of baking soda, and then I did use my Scrub Mommy sponge, but you could just use any sponge, whatever works. I let the baking soda kind of work itself into a paste, and it did sit for a little bit even though I time-lapsed it. I didn't wash it off right away. I did let it sit for a bit, and then I went in and washed it and poured some vinegar into the drain and the garbage disposal and let that kind of foam up, and then rinse that with some hot water. So that is all really good things to do when you are cleaning your sink and trying to give it a good deep clean. And then the last thing I did was put some lemon slices into the garbage disposal. I had some that were just laying around in my fridge, so I cut up the lemon, threw them in the disposal, and this is just a great way to kind of clean it a little bit, and it also smells so good and springtime fresh when you're done. I did take some time to give a little extra TLC to my oven. We don't use our oven as much as maybe other people do. It did still need a little bit of cleaning, so I did take everything out and wipe down the door, wipe down the inside. I don't like using oven cleaner. I've used it in the past and it is just way too strong smelling, so I just used my surface cleaner and then my sponge to kind of get the more stuck on things. But to be honest, we don't really use our oven a ton to where it gets really messy, and it wasn't that bad when we moved in. It was taken care of really well, so I didn't have to do too much anyways. But we do a lot of cooking in the air fryer, and then we also do a lot of cooking on our grill, so the oven does not see a whole lot of cooking, and because of that it wasn't really too bad to clean. But I do recommend the Pink Stuff and the Scrub Mommy sponge or Scrub Daddy sponge if you've got some really stuck on grease and grime, especially on the door. That's where I used it, and I think it did a pretty good job of getting everything clean. So it's my first time using it, and I definitely recommend it if you have not used it before. When you're deep cleaning for spring or just whenever, don't forget to clean out your utensil holder. It actually can get pretty dusty and maybe not so much dirty, but just little particles of things can fall in there and stay and get stuck. So I took this opportunity to take everything out and wipe it down before I put it back and had it ready with my utensils. Spring cleaning and deep cleaning is also a really great time to wipe down anything that just sits out a lot on the counter. So I have my cookbooks that I like to have sitting out, and I just wanted to wipe those down. They're right next to the stove, so they can get a little bit dirty. And then any bowls or anything else that you might have sitting on the counter all the time, this is a good time to go ahead and wipe those down as well. So this is a different day. It did take me an extra day or so to finish my cleaning in the kitchen, just because I had other things that I had to do, but that is life, especially if you have kids and you're a parent. So I went through and took everything out of each cabinet. I didn't film all of it because some of it I just tried to do quickly when I had a minute here or there, but I did get to every cabinet, and I either took everything out and wiped it down or just used a duster and sort of moved in and around the cabinet. I really wanted to clean our Lazy Susan. This was kind of dusty when we moved in, so I have wiped it down before, but it really needed to just have everything taken out and have it sprayed down and wiped down with a good paper towel. So that is what I did this day, and it felt really nice to kind of wipe everything down that was in there. Also, this is where I store my blender and all of our pots and pans, so it was just a really much needed cleaning for this area, and spring cleaning was the best time to do it. This is just a quick showing of me cleaning the fridge. I will post my freezer and pantry deep cleaning. I did not do that for spring cleaning because I actually had done that a couple weeks prior. So I can post that video down below if you would like to see it, and link it in this video. This time I mostly focused on just wiping up any spills, throwing away any expired food. Cleaning out your fridge is the best time to do that because it kind of knocks out two things at one time. And I did focus a lot on the door because I did not do that the last time I cleaned it. So I took all the condiments out of the door, wiped down all the shelves that are in the door, and had everything clean, and then did the freezer the last time. So like I said, if you want to see that, I will post it down below for you. Spring cleaning and deep cleaning is also a really great time to clean your silverware drawer. If you have any kind of utensil drawers that might get some crumbs in there, just when you wipe down the counters, maybe they fall in there. So I took everything out of my silverware drawer. It's really nice because our kitchen came with all these really nice built-ins, and these drawers are awesome because the silverware spaces are already built into them. So I do have to wipe them down every now and then, just because even if you have a pull-out silverware caddy, you still do have to clean it every now and then. So I just wipe down each little compartment with a paper towel and then replace the silverware. This was on a different day. Like I said, I wanted to do a lot of the decluttering on another day just so it didn't feel so overwhelming. So I think this was actually a couple days after my initial day one of cleaning. And again, I just went through, wiped down all the drawers and decluttered as I went. So that way it didn't seem like I had just one huge task waiting for me at one time. It was really quick and it felt so good to get it all done. So I'm really glad that I took the time to do that. I decluttered spices that were old, and I got rid of utensils that were no longer working or that we didn't use anymore, and thrifted those or turned those into the thrift store. And yeah, just each drawer that I went through, I decluttered it as I went and wiped it down, and that felt so good because it was like getting extra things done that needed to get done. Now, I do recommend saving your floors for the last day, whatever day that might be. Maybe you still sweep and mop every day, but as far as like deep cleaning my floors, I did save that for the end. And I went through and wiped down all the baseboards and the walls and anywhere else that really needed it. I did mop too, but I did not get any footage of that because I kind of just did it quickly when I had a second. But that is definitely something that you want to save till the end so you don't get your floors dirty every time you clean something from the counters or the cabinets as you're going. And that is it. That was my spring deep cleaning. Like I said, there were some things I did off camera, but this was the majority of the stuff that I did. It felt so good. It might look the same as when we started, but it definitely was cleaner. I was not striving for perfection, just cleaner than when I started. And I think I accomplished that. So congratulations to you if you have gotten your spring cleaning done too. I've got a lot more spring cleaning videos coming soon, and you can join me because I will be posting them weekly. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much for being here.